Dr. Morgan, clinical psychologist and attachment theory expert. Did you know that I have a free attachment style quiz? You can find out your unique attachment style. What I love about the quiz that I created, it's going to tell you what percentage you are of anxious, avoidant, and secure. So you can get that exact breakdown of where your attachment style currently is. This is so valuable. This is how we change. It starts with knowing what your attachment style is. So go find the link in the show notes and take the quiz. It's going to help you so much. Welcome to the Let's Get Vulnerable podcast. It's your host, Dr. Morgan. I am excited about this episode today. This is going to be a short episode, but very powerful. And some of you really need to hear it. This is going to be mostly for my anxiously attached folks, but it will probably apply to you, even if you're secure, avoidant, or disorganized. And this is going to be a tough love episode. There's no fluff. There's no BS. I am going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. You have your friends for that. Your friends will tell you what you want to hear, but I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. Okay. Today's topic is going to be about what do we do when we're experiencing that feeling of abandonment, when we're feeling like, oh, they don't really care about me, when we become emotionally activated and triggered. How do we navigate a relationship in a healthy, securely attached way? And I'm going to walk you through some of the considerations and things to do. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to you if you follow me on YouTube. Hello, we have so many new subscribers on YouTube. So, hi, I'm so happy you're here. If you are following me on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and leave a comment. I am now checking the comments and I want to interact with you. So, hello, welcome, YouTube community. And of course, if you're listening, I appreciate you. This community is nothing without those of you who have been with me, who tune in, who send me messages on Instagram and let me know what topic requests you have. This show exists because of you and because there is such a need for this kind of information, and it wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay, I want to talk about those moments when you're out with your girlfriends, or maybe if you're a guy, you're out with the guys, whatever. But those moments where you're at brunch, okay, I'm just going to go with your girlfriends because we're talking about brunch. You're at brunch and you're drinking your mimosas and you're chatting about what is the latest thing that's been happening in your dating life. And you're telling the girls, oh, we had this great date. And then I just haven't heard from him. And it's been 72 hours, or maybe it's even been 5 days, but I just haven't heard from him. And I just thought that the date was going so well. So I don't know what I did wrong, but clearly he's not interested. And then all the girls are saying, oh, well, just forget about him. He's not worth it. If he wanted to, he would. Just F him. He's not worth your energy. Like, they're so quick to just want to blame the person, right? Because they love you and they don't want to see you down. They don't want to see you hurt. So they're just going to help you stay in victim mode. And with anxious attachment, specifically, we do this thing where we're putting the other person on a pedestal, and it's really preventing us from communicating well. So I want you to think about this. With an anxious attachment style, I have fear of abandonment. I have beliefs that I'm too much. I am always kind of on edge about, do they like me? Do they not like me? I'm seeking a ton of reassurance. And then what happens is when something like the scenario comes up where you're getting some kind of signal that maybe they're not into you, what is your brain going to do? It's going to go to the worst case scenario. It's going to use your beliefs about relationships, and it's going to predict that you're being abandoned. And then when you're out with your friends and you're telling them this stuff, what happens? Their relationship stuff, their own beliefs, and then their love for you will cloud their vision and how they're going to talk to you. And they are going to say whatever just to keep you in this kind of victim mentality of, oh, look at this thing that's happening to me. And this other person is such an asshole. I want you to know that this type of pattern is not helpful. It's not helpful to just blame the other person, to say, oh, they don't even know what they're missing. And then how about the friends that say, oh, well, he's probably with other women. And you're sitting there at brunch like, that's not helpful. That's not helpful. Okay. Ashley, you're going to tell me that with other people and that's supposed to help me feel better? What's likely happening is Ashley's taking her past experiences and projecting them onto yours. So we need to make sure that we're not spiraling in this mode where we're out making everybody else the bad guy, and we're putting ourselves in this place where we're really stuck, as if we have no ability to advocate for ourselves or express our needs, right? As if we're like leaning back and just waiting for the other person to prove that they're good enough for us or that they're interested. We have to get to a place where we say, let's stop this madness. We're going to operate in a securely attached, grounded place where we can directly communicate. So with this example, the person's not texting you back. You had a great date. Instead of letting your brain come up with these millions of different things that could be happening. Oh, they don't like me. Oh, they met someone else. Oh, they're not interested. Oh, they're a player. Oh, they have avoidant attachment style. Whatever. Your brain's coming up with all these different ideas. Instead of doing that, what if you communicate directly? Is that such a novel idea, right? Thinking about when I'm working on becoming securely attached, which is what all of you listening, right? You're working on becoming securely attached. What has to change? One of the things that has to change is our behaviors. And we can start acting differently by breaking old patterns. So what about instead of spilling the tea at brunch and indirectly getting yourself all worked up and furthering these crazy ideas, right? What if instead of doing that, you communicate directly to the person and you say something like, hey, I had a great time with you. I really enjoyed getting to know you. And I was surprised that I haven't heard from you. Everything okay? Right? What if we're able to operate from the place of, I am securely attached. I know my value. I know my worth. If I'm having a great time with someone and I don't hear from them, what if I'm just going, I wonder what's going on with them? Instead of, oh, I'm not good enough, right? With anxious attachment, your tendency is going to be, there's something wrong with me. There's something that I'm not good enough in some way. And then your girlfriends are going to do everything to say, oh, that's not true. You know, he's the one that he's an idiot. He's not, you shouldn't even be thinking about him. He's not even that good looking. And they're just trying to like hype you up because they can feel that you're questioning your worth, that you're questioning, oh, is there something wrong with me? Are they not interested in me because of something I did, something I said, a way that I look? Maybe they found someone better, right? Your friends can feel that. So then they're all, oh, F him, cancel him, because they want you to feel good about yourself. But what if we just remove all the drama and we go, hey, of course, I am a catch. Of course, I'm a high value partner. Of course, there are so many people out there that would be excited to date me. Of course. And this is, what if instead of saying, oh, this means that I'm not good enough or I'm being rejected, instead of making it about rejection, what if we're just curious and we're going, I wonder what's going on for that person that's causing them to show up this way. And then to take it a step further, we can go, is this how I want to feel in my ideal relationship? Do I want to have questions? Do I want to have doubts? Do I want to have to ask myself, are they interested or are they not? And then the answer is probably not, right? And I think the other element here is assuming that people want the same kind of intimacy and communication pace that we do. For a lot of us, especially with anxious attachment, you are prone to want more intimacy, more closeness, more connection, and you're going to want it more quickly than someone who is securely attached or for sure avoidantly attached, right? So you may take someone not texting you for 3 days as rejection, whereas this other person is busy working. They're hanging out with their friends. They're thinking of you, but they're not needing the reassurance that you're needing. And you're making their lack of the need for reassurance, you're making that mean something about your worthiness. When in reality, it could just be that that's not how they communicate with someone in the early stages of dating. It's just not what their needs are. It's just not how they build a relationship. They are more comfortable with space and with distance and with connecting once a week. So it's really important. Once again, let's get into, instead of being in this anxious attachment spiral and coming up with all these narratives and then telling our friends, and then pretty soon, we've all got the pitchforks and the fire and we're out to burn him to the ground, right? Like making him the bad guy. Instead of letting that spiral happen, what if you can embody your securely attached self, not making up a ton of narratives, and you're able to say, I deserve to gather the data on this person. I deserve to ask them the questions that I need the answers to, and that I have every right to do that. And I'm going to communicate directly, openly, and honestly. And then the thing I want you to get about this is it's not so much about what they say. It's not even about the relationship. What I care more about for you on your healing journey is that you are able to communicate this way, that you're able to self-soothe, bring yourself down from the spiral, and you can communicate in an open, direct, securely attached way. You can express what you felt and you can express what your needs are. It doesn't even matter what their response is. It's about who are you becoming and the fact that you could communicate that way. So it's not about their response. It's about, are you able to begin to embody that securely attached self? So before you go down your spiral of blaming someone, of saying that they're a player, of saying that they don't want a relationship, that they're even labeling them as avoidant attached, before you do that, what if you pause and you communicate directly and you take ownership of your feelings, ownership of your needs, and you allow yourself to gather the data that you need so that you can make really good, intentional relationship decisions. And guess what? If you communicate directly, you share what you're feeling, you share what your needs are, and you don't get a response, not getting a response is a response. That's telling us, oh, this person probably is lacking emotional capacity. They're probably not wanting to build the kind of relationship that I want to build. If you communicate your needs and you get ghosted, the great way to really think about this, to reframe it, is to go, wow, I'm so happy that I have that data now and that I know that this is not a good investment. I talk about being an intentional investor of your energy in relationships. And if we can find that out earlier, great, right? I've been talking a lot about in my content how we want to learn to say no to the wrong people earlier. And one of the ways that you do this is you get out of victim mode, you get out of your anxious attachment spiral, and you communicate how you feel and you communicate what your needs are, and you see, is this person able to meet me where I'm at? And that's how you can find out more quickly, by being open, honest, direct, and showing up as your securely attached self. You're going to find out more quickly, is this the relationship I want to invest in? And now I know some of you are going, oh, but how do I know if I am being too much? How do I know if my anxious attachment really is sabotaging me? And I'm going to tell you the honest truth that yes, when we are anxiously attached, we show up in ways that can sabotage us. And I did that for a really long time. And I know all about it. So the best thing that you can do is work on, how do I become securely attached enough so that I can communicate well, and that I'm communicating my real true needs that are relevant to this, instead of my past core relational woundings are now getting projected onto this relationship. And I will tell you, this is what I specialize in. I specialize in helping people release their past completely and then learn how to embody secure attachment, so that when you are dating, you do trust yourself. You know that, hey, I am showing up secure. I can ask for things and know that it is because of what I'm feeling now in the moment in this relationship, and it's not being clouded by my past relational trauma. So yes, it's true that dating is going to be harder if you haven't healed your attachment style. It's true. You have to do a lot more work on, okay, how do I self-soothe? How do I move myself to secure? How can I really process things before I'm communicating? And then when you're showing up secure, it's much easier. It's much more fun. And you guys know that I've been listening to the podcast for a long time. There's the book Attached by Amir Levine. I have it on my bookshelf here. And my big pet peeve with that book, which is the whole reason I wrote my book, Love Magnet, the whole reason that I was inspired to spend years of my life writing Love Magnet, was because in Attached, Amir says that you can't change your attachment style. He kind of has this attitude of, oh, if you're anxious, you'll be anxious. If you're avoidant, you'll be avoidant. The best thing you can do is try to meet a secure person. And I want to tell you this. You can change your attachment style. You can become the secure person, which is what I talk about nonstop on this podcast. I talk about it in the book. I am on a mission to help as many people as possible become securely attached, because I myself have experienced that. My clients have experienced it. And relationships just get so much easier when you take ownership over, how can I show up, right? How can I decide to show up securely attached? So I hope you liked this episode. And obviously, if you're wanting more, now is the time. Go apply to the Empowered Secure Love program. If you've been on the fence, this is the time. You don't want to waste more time in an anxious attachment spiral or in sabotaging relationships. Frankly, having anxiety caused by relationships is such a waste of your energy. I wish I could go back to myself in my 20s and just get back all of that time that was spent spiraling over the relationships I was in. I would have 2 PhDs by now. Who knows, right? Like all of this wasted energy. I think that's the thing that bugs me, is I see so many incredible people wasting energy in their relationships, when the right relationship for you gives you energy. It adds value to your life. You're spending time deeply enjoying it and connecting. You're not spending time in these spirals. So if you're ready to become securely attached, no matter what your past relationships have been like, I want to invite you into the Empowered Secure Love program. I would love to have you and help you stop wasting your energy once and for all and become that version of you that attracts the relationship you deserve. You can go apply using the link in the show notes. And I'll also link my book in case you're curious if you want to see what was my response to Attached by Amir Levine and why I wrote the book of basically outlining how you can become securely attached. I am sending you so much love. I am so grateful for this community. Of course, I love to hear from you. Shoot me a DM on Instagram at Dr. Morgan Coaching. I love hearing your topic requests, and you can even give me examples, things that are going on in your life, because the more you let me know what it is you need help with, the better this content will be, the better the podcast will serve people. So don't be afraid to reach out. I love to hear from you. Just shoot me a DM at Dr. Morgan Coaching on Instagram. And of course, as always, you know this, I am wishing you high self-worth and great relationships. I'll talk to you soon.